created the Broad Art Foundation, which between the two collections have 2,000 works, but also wanted to show the work to the public in Los Angeles. So we ended up deciding to build a building, have offices there, and public exhibition space. Going back to 1979, when I was the founding chairman of MoCA, I always had a vision that this had to happen. And then we went ahead with Disney Hall.
Right.
And Disney Hall became a catalyst for other things, looking at all the land on Grand Avenue that the city and county had. In addition to what I've already described, we built a park from City Hall to Music Center, which is very popular. And we're going to have a lot more going on.
For us, we were very interested, one, in the architectural experiment and also making a gallery that is as perfect as we could make it. The fact that it doesn't have a single column allows unlimited flexibility.
Right.
So the vault is this key element, the storage, and then the veil, which is this kind of brittle structural element which allows light to come in from all sides, is the outer component. And really, it's as simple as that. And Gehry's building is very sculptural, it's metallic, it's shiny. What we wanted to do as a museum and to really make the space feel great is to make it very porous and bring in light through all of the surfaces and make the building more like a sponge.
The building that Liz has designed for us with her team actually in a very calibrated way brings light in to meet the art and brings the outside world in that sense into the building, whereas Gehry's building, the Disney Hall, is always projecting light back out, reflecting it back out through. And then the skylights themselves are 14 feet or so tall.
They're quite deep because the structure that is basically holding the roof up is right inside. The orientation of the building and the orientation of the grid of the skylights is kind of roughly 45 degrees. So the skylights are facing pure north. And this is engineered so that no direct sun ever penetrates. We modeled this in a digital project, which is a kind of CATIA program.
Right.
And we're able to, with that program, we're able to work on the surfaces. We're able to also look at it in layers, and structural layers, and glass layer, all the intersecting systems. We're able to then communicate with the guys that are doing the production, and some of the design of the veil, for example, going directly through to, it's all computerized, going to CNC milling machines, which are making the molds, and then concrete is going on top of that. So. When you arrive on this top of the vault, you're in a 35,000 square foot. It's almost an acre worth of art space, and that was to us a sublime moment. When you start to descend on your way out, it's a much more circuitous route that brings you into the collection. And you see behind the scenes, you see the pre-curated materials.
We've got a collection we're very proud of, 5 decades of art, and we're very fortunate to have started with Jeff Koons is here with us today early on, and I believe we have the biggest collection of his work. Cindy Sherman, Jean-Michel Basquiat, and many others.
Right.
And I can't see any museum that would have the space to show all of this.
Right.
So we want to show these things in some depth.
In a city with a healthy cultural ecosystem, you want both kinds of institutions. You know,
Right.
you want the encyclopedic institution, but then it's also interesting to have an individual point of view.
Right.
And have that, and there's value to having that be on its own.
The Broad is a social experience. The spiritual aspect of its architecture is in the way it frames the visitor's dialogue with the artist's demons and their bath of light.